This video is sponsored by PokeTownStore.com, the best place to get yourself some TCGO code cards. They have a huge variety of codes up on their website, League Battle Deck codes, the latest booster packs, promo codes, whatever you might need, you can get it here, and you can use the coupon code ZapdosTCG for 5% of your next order. Also, this video is sponsored by cardmarket.com, and this is a European platform that I personally use every day. You can buy cards and sell cards to people all across Europe. Use the affiliated link in the description below and you're gonna be helping me out a ton. Anyhow, let's get this video started. Peace! Sup YouTube, it's ZapdosTCG here and welcome back to another TCG video on my channel. This is going to be a first impression video of the single strike and rapid strike cards that just got revealed in Japan. The 140 cards from this set got revealed, and we're going to be seeing if there's any good cards coming to Battle Styles, because Battle Styles will be released in March. And we have quite the knowledge here to see what we're getting. Also, be sure to check out the new merchandise. There's new merchandise available. The link is in the description below. You can get yourself one of these epic looking new shirts. Or maybe a hat, but the hats will become back on stock very shortly. They are currently in production, so yeah, hang on to that. But let's just get into this video. If you guys are hyped for this video, be sure to let me know by destroying that like button. And without further ado, let's just enjoy ourselves to check out a couple of new cards. So, we are on Poke Beach, so big shout out to them for, of course, revealing all of these cards. It's always nice to see that we have a glimpse on what Japan is getting already. So, the first card that we're going to be talking about is Cacturn. We're not going to be talking about every single card, just the most interesting ones. This is an attack here, which is able to slap 60 damage, and if this Pokemon has a Darkness energy attached to it, it actually slaps 70 more damage. So that's going to be 130 for only 2 energies, so that could be maybe an interesting thing, maybe just an Aurora energy and another energy of the turn. You never know. There's also a new Cherrim coming with energy acceleration for, yeah, just 1 prize Grass-type Pokemon, which could be interesting. No, 130 seems a little bit low, but maybe if a grass weakness comes like very popular, like let's say there's a lot of decks that have a grass weakness, then maybe we could see like a counter box kind of mechanic here. Also, Durant is back, a hashtag Noble Victories. I'm very hyped about this specific card, just because my brother actually got second at Nationals with this, or maybe it was even first, who knows. He actually did very well with a Durant build back in the days, like I'm talking about 10 years ago, so yeah, he's definitely got a trophy of his Durant performance. So Durant this time around, not for a cardless energy, but for a twin energy. You can actually discard the top card of the opponent's deck for every Durant you have in play. So technically 4 cards every single time. Could be going very quickly. The problem is that you don't have additional like discard effects, and also the problem with this kind of an approach is that you only have 4 twin energies to work with, and hopefully we will be able to get ourselves like the double cardless energy reprint. That would be nice for this kind of a deck. You cannot resort to triple accelerated energy, so the only thing you have is like twin energy. So 4 Durants and 4 twin energies, and in a format where everything just one-shots you. I don't know how to feel about Durant, but it is back if you like mill decks. Moving forward, we have a Vivillon, which is actually heal all damage from 2 of your bench Pokemon. It is interesting. It's a stage 2, however. So for Cardless Energy, you can heal all damage from 2 of your bench Pokemon, but then this guy gets knocked out instantly. So we do have access to the Turffield Stadium, so maybe a complete heal deck, you never know. Flapple V, actually showcase these cards on my Facebook page, facebook.com/ZapdosTCG, as well as Twitter, so definitely check out those platforms if you want to see the news up front first. So Flapple V is an interesting card because it has for Grass Energy the Sour Salvilla and actually Saliva, and that actually slaps 20 damage, and during the opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon's attacks is actually costing 2 cardless energy more. Can you imagine pairing that with Wondrous Labyrinth? Then the opponent would need 3 cardless energies more to attack when you play Team Meowgren and Crushing Hammers. Could be interesting, but the problem with this kind of mechanic is that the opponent could just play down Switch card and then they attack with something else. So it's only the defending Pokemon's attacks, and they can definitely get out of the active position. Maybe they just retreat and start slapping with something else. You also need to lock this up, maybe with like Crydilly and a special condition, so the opponent is not able to retreat in the first place, but then they can still play Switch cards. So I don't know how to feel about this. This could be like a card that could fit itself into like a control archetype for some reason. Reminds me a lot of like Chuckle GX back in the day. We'll see if this card sees any play. Also, we have Flapple VMAX. for a grass and yeah, a double Cars energy. We don't have double Cars energy, but still, you can slap 250 damage, which is actually not bad for that amount of energies. And then you actually slap 10 less damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So the problem is, you are weak to fire, that's already a problem to begin with, in a meta filled with welder decks like Scorch, Babel, Saffalon, Tempo-Zard, you name it. So don't know how to feel about Flapple with the weakness, but 250 is actually a nice number. Well, we'll see if the deck Flapple sees any play. I don't think so in the first place, but I actually was wrong about the Orbital VMAX as well, because those rely on the weak guard energies and... Interesting. I do love the Flapple V more for this attack specifically, like maybe Reset Stamp, and then this attack can actually buy yourself a turn for sure. Moving forward, we have... yeah, there's an Entei, which is actually interesting because it has an attack. You may attach one fire energy from your hand to this Pokemon. Ah, that's too bad. If it was to the bench Pokemon, we would have gotten like Oblivion Wing back for fire type Pokemon. Not that we need it because we have Welder, so don't care about Entei at all. This is an interesting Pokemon. It's a single strike Pokemon. As mentioned, single strike Pokemon will work together. We also have the rapid strike Pokemon working together. So you have like both different variants to which you can make decks with. And this Ember is nice because your single strike Pokemon dish out 30 more damage to the opponent's active. And this can also stack. So if you can get yourself 2 Embers out, that's 60 additional damage. There's also an extra energy which allows you to dish out 20 extra damage with your single strike Pokemon. So more damage seems to be the key with single strike Pokemon. We have ourselves a Salazzle, and I do love the Salazzle. This will work perfectly with the Weepinbell. Again, I talked about this specific archetype already on my Facebook page. You can use this Salazzle with a twin energy and a triple accelerated energy, so that's very good. And it slaps 9 damage for every special condition affecting the opponent's active. That could be like 3 special conditions. I'm thinking about playing the Weepinbell, which we're going to be talking about later. So Weepinbell poisons and burns your opponent's active Pokemon if you evolve into it. And then you have Yellhorn, putting the opponent in a confused condition. Don't care about that at all, because if you evolve, you heal yourself from the special condition. So at that point, the opponent will be affected by 3 special conditions, and you can just slap yourself 270 damage for twin energy, also having the fire type by your side. So very great card as a one price deck. Loving this. What else can we see here? There's of course a new Electivire, which is actually not good. They also like don't give a lot of love to that Pokemon. Tapu Coco V, interesting card. This time around, it is back. We saw it in Sword and Shield. 40 damage for 1 energy, and then 20 damage plus 40 more damage for every energy the opponent has attached to all of their Pokemon. So against the Centiskorch, let's say they have 5 energies attached, you actually will be able to slap 200 extra damage, getting yourself to 220. Don't know how to feel about that for the 3 energies. I would rather like attack with like a tandem shock of a Raichu and a Raichu, Alolan Raichu tag team GX, but I don't know how to feel about Tapu Coco V. Don't think it's that good. Tapu Coco VMAX is a little bit more interesting. You can set it up with, of course, the one and only Electrode. I think that's the one from Vivid Voltage, blows itself up, where you can accelerate the energies to your Tapu Coco V and you can attack instantly. The good thing about this is if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, you actually automatically paralyze the opponent, which is we are able to do that thanks to Electrode. So a nice combination right there. You can also reset stamp or Marnie to put the opponent to a low hand size and paralyze them. We saw how good Tandem Shock was, so this could be its own archetype. I do love the fact you can automatically paralyze opponents time and time again. You will paralyze, you KO. You will survive a hit, you paralyze, you KO. So that's how I see this deck working out. Also 180 one-hit KOs, Crobat, and the GX, so you can actually get your last prize cards on that as well. Next is Yamper, which is a great card. This Yamper is nice. If you slap it down on the bench, you can get 2 cards back from the discard pile, and it can be like 1 Pokeball and 1 Great Ball. So you can get yourself some Pokeballs back, so Pokeball and Great Ball, and that's going to be necessary for the Galarian Mr Rime deck. Another one-price deck I'm very fond of, and it's going to be very good, mark my words, because Level Ball gets a reprint, which we're going to talk about later in this video. We have Quick Ball as well, so Quick Ball, Level Ball, Pokeball, Great Ball, that's in total 16 cards that is going to be slapping damage, and that's going to be necessary for Galarian Mr Rime, which slaps 40 extra damage for every ball card you discard from your hand. So 16 cards in total, that could be like 400 damage, and bam, the opponent just cries in the corner, nothing to do about that. So what else is nice? This is Boltund, 130 damage, and if this guy has any damage counters on it, for 1 lightning energy you can use this attack. So Spiritomb, Jinx combinations, I see that working out. Or you could be hoping that Rainbow Energy gets a reprint, or maybe you play Spike Mud to just play this. So for 1 lightning energy, 130, that's not too bad. Could be weaker. We can definitely work with that. You also hit for weakness. So things that are weak to lightning, definitely will feel that. Think about Lapras VMAX or Lapras V entirely. Okay, moving forward, we have Galarian Slowpoke. Nice to see that having a card finally. We have Grumpig. Yeah, Grumpig just slaps 120, and that's about it. Very funky card. Look at the artwork on that one. I don't know who drew this, but yeah, it's Interesting to say the least. Okay, moving forward, we have ourselves Chimecho. Search your deck for 2 basic energies, reveal them, and put them in the hand. That's terrible. Never play Chimecho. Okay, we have a Meowstic with an ability. Yeah, also looking at the full moon here. Once during your turn, you may move 1 damage counter from one of your Pokemon to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So it's like the Banette GX ability, so that's nice. You can get that extra damage when the opponent least expects it. So it's a stage 1, however. Also, only having 1 retreat cost is nice. You can pair it with U-turn board. Also, Air Balloon could work for this. So yeah, extra damage counters. You get this is gonna be nice if you can just get on 1 damage counter short for specific Pokemon. Maybe we can see it play in some weird decks, but I'm not too sure about this. Next is Mimikyu V. I've talked about this briefly before. It has an ability Dummy Doll. And that actually means that if you slap it down on the bench, it cannot get hit. It prevents all damage from the opponent by attacks for 1 turn. So you slap it down, you're immune from damage. I don't know if it works if you go to the active position as well. I don't think so because attack effects get reset. It actually states here, once during your turn, when you play this card from your hand onto your bench, until the end of your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon. But the effects gets reset if you just switch from the bench to the active and vice versa. I don't know if it works. If it works, if you still are in the active position, it could be broken. I think myself playing a couple of like Liddy's Pokédolls and just your opponent just strikes damage doing nothing. And you can actually put 3 damage counters on the opponent's active for every prize card the opponent has taken. So that could be huge. You can use that attack, you survive a hit, you can use that attack again, but I don't know if that's gonna be the case because yeah, you can slap it down on the bench, you survive a turn, but if you go to the active, I think the effect gets reset. So we'll have to wait on the official ruling for my final judgment on this card. If it only works on the bench, I don't think it's any good, but in the late game, if you're playing a Psychic deck, could be nice to spread damage on the opponent's active and just win the game that way for a single attachment. Moving forward, Primate is finally viable. This is interesting for sure. You have the Frenzy Bomb. 50 damage for every bench Pokemon with any damage counters on them. So you can be playing for Spiritomb, which is already nice. You can be playing Spike Mud and just switching a couple of times. We do get an Escape Rope reprint. So Escape Rope, Switch, and yeah, even the Air Balloons and all that could be working out together to just get everything damaged up. And then you can slap 50 damage for every damaged Pokemon, every damaged bench Pokemon. So that could turn up to 250 damage. You could be using Karate Belt. And you could also, this is a single strike Pokemon. You could be dishing out more damage thanks to the single strike energy to even slap 270. So if tag teams are still running around rampant in the meta, the Primate will definitely punish them. Also, you hit weakness against Eternatus VMAX and Pikarom, so already great in my book. So Primate is a viable card. Moving forward, we have some average cards. There is a new Colossal coming. This is a Colossal, 90 damage. Flip a coin for every energy attached to this Pokemon, and then you slap 90 damage for every head. So definitely slapping Glimwood Tangle into your list, and then maybe the pairs well with the other Colossal. Maybe set 2 of the other Colossals up. So you have Energy Acceleration from the discard pile, a Fire Energy and a Fighting Energy, a Fire Energy and a Fighting Energy, and the attach of turn. Could be 5 energies in total, and you flip coins for every head 90 damage. So imagine getting 5 heads, you just obliterate everything in your path. Lucky Shot deck, you also need to get a lot of stage 2s in play, but it's definitely going to be something I'm going to be featuring on the channel because I'm posting daily Pokemon TCG content. Okay, moving forward, we're gonna have ourselves, of course, the archetype that is going to be having people hyped here. Single Strike Urshifu V and Single Strike Urshifu VMAX. As mentioned, we get new tools to work with Single Strike Pokemon. This Urshifu V, Laser Focus, search your deck for up to 2 Fighting Energy cards and attach them to this Pokemon. So you have, if you go second, instant Energy Acceleration, and you get yourself already 3 energies attached to this fella, which is nice. And yeah, it actually searches your deck, so very, very powerful. It is weak to Psychic, so maybe Psychic decks will have a resurgence, who knows. We have Impact Blow 180, and if you go to the Urshifu VMAX, you can actually slap 270 for 4 energies. You discard all energies from this Pokemon, but you go to any effects on your opponent's active. So you can go through Decidueyes, Altarias, you can go through any effects, just slapping them for the VMAX, 1 blow, 270. You can actually buff that up with the single strike energies to have 290, or even set yourself up if you have a room for an Emboar to even slap more damage. So I wonder how this archetype will work. You have to actually discard all energies attached to it. So you're gonna need some energy acceleration. We do know that Houndoom is going to be able to accelerate energies to single strike Pokemon. Moving forward, we have a Golbat line. So we have Golbat and Crobat. If you evolve into Golbat, you draw 2 cards. if you evolve into Crobat, you draw 3 cards. So what is going on with this is you can pair this in an Eternatus list and scoop up net, so you actually don't need research at all. So you just draw cards with Crobat and Golbat and the Crobat V and all that. Just draw everything and just get yourself like Boss Zorders in your list, and maybe other cards that just gonna be annoying the opponent, Crushing Hammers and all that. Definitely see that working out in an Eternatus build. So Eternatus, Crobat, hefty draw combinations, interesting for sure. There's a Galarian Slowbro. If this Pokemon is affected by special conditions, you slap 120 damage more. Can you poison yourself? You could be using Yellhorn and then flip a coin, then bam, striking a lot of damage. You could slap 220 though, so the poison condition would be nice, the burn condition could be nice. Other than that, he's not going to be able to attack in the first place, so confusion is a little bit... yeah, you can also use his first attack. Yeah, both this Pokemon and your active Pokemon is poison, but then you get knocked out, so don't know how to feel about this. Alright, we are already here on the Darkness type Pokemon. We have a Honchkrow which cannot get put to sleep with its Insomnia ability. Yo, if the opponent has any special energies attached to it, you slap 160. Not gonna see play, I think. Yeah, better Pokemon. So this is what I meant here, a Houndoom. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a single strike energy and attach it to your single strike Pokemon, and then shuffle your deck. If you attach any energies to a Pokemon, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. So if you get 2 Houndoom out, you get 2 energies straightly back from the deck. You slap 40 damage, and yeah, that's gonna be a huge amount of damage for sure. We have Tyranitar V. As mentioned, it doesn't seem that powerful, but you can get more damage thanks to the single strike energy. So the first attack, discard the top 2 cards of the opponent's deck while you slap damage, could be nice. So it could be some sort of a mill deck. You try to like let your Tyranitar stay alive, just try to mill the opponent, but only 2 cards a little bit low. The second attack, however, slaps 240 damage, and you have to discard the top 4 cards of your deck. So milling yourself, not a big fan of that at all. You could be just discarding your crucial cards to get yourself to victory. For instance, discarding your own boss's orders. I don't know how to feel about it. You could slap 240 for 4 energy, so it could be nice in some sort of a dark box deck where you can move around energies with Weavile or something. Who knows? Also, we have finally this guy, the Hangry mode of the Morpeko. Finally, seeing its first card here. 20 damage. If you have no cards in hand, you actually slap 110. 110 for 1 energy while also hitting for Darkness Weakness. Interesting for sure. We'll see if it sees any play. You can put yourself to a low card hand instantly because there's a lot of insta-playable cards and you can quick ball away some of your resources. Yeah, interesting for sure. I don't know if Darkness Weakness is going to be relevant, but if it is going to be relevant at one point where you can able, like this is 110. Let's say there's a, you can actually one-hit KO Dragapult VMAX with this for 1 single Aurora energy. Oh yeah, not the VMAX, the Dragapult V. Interesting, right? Interesting for sure. We have a Mawile, which can actually, this damage isn't affected by any weakness, resistance, or any other effect. So this actually is going to be the exact same thing like the Aegislash V, where she can go through any effects. But Aegislash V is probably better because it slaps more damage. 100 is probably not enough. Bronzong, very good. This is a busted card where you can move one of your metal energies from one of your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. So remember Quagsire? Yeah, this is even better. You can move from the active to the bench, from the bench to the active, from the bench to another bench Pokemon. Very good because you can saucer and immediately go to give it to the active. So a 1-1 line or a 2-2 line. I can definitely see this working out for sure because this is going to be awesome. You no longer need energy switches, which is good. So you can actually get a Bronzong out and get a metal energy from the bench to your ADP or something, or vice versa. So interesting for sure. It actually states move 1 metal energy from one of your Pokemon. It doesn't have to be a metal type Pokemon. Bronzong is good. That is something we can conclude for sure. There's an Aegislash with the stance change ability. It can actually swap. You can search your, switch this Pokemon Aegislash with one of the Aegislash in your hand, so you can swap between this one, swap between that one. That not only is it not from the deck, if it was from the deck, it would be more interested, but the opponent could be playing Marnie's or Reset Stamp, and then your Aegislash is gone again. You cannot switch back. The attacking Pokemon, actually the offensive form, 210 damage, discard 2 metal energies, not too good. You don't even hit the biggest Pokemon out there, so I'm not a big fan of that. This attack, 70 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from VMAX Pokemon. We do know that VMAX Pokemon, like this is probably only great against Eternatus VMAX, if we're being honest here. But you can also like play Zamazenta for that matter, but I'm not a big fan of Aegislash. It's a stage 2, probably will not see any play. There is a new Licky Licky. People love the Licky Licky deck that iCaterpie put on the map, of course, milling Pokemon. So this time around, you discard the top 3 cards from their deck with this first attack, which is actually a very aggressive mill without the Coin Flips of Glim with Tangle and Toxtricity, for instance. That was a risky deck. What else is good about this is that alternatively, the opponent can also choose to discard 3 cards from their hand. Either way, they discard 3 cards, either from the deck or from their hand. The problem with this attack, which I don't love, is that the opponent has full control. If the opponent says, oh, my cards in the hand are terrible anyway, they discard their hand. So, might see play, for sure, because it's kind of like control middle archetype. Either way, you discard a lot of cards, to be honest. Also, if you only have 1 card left in the hands, the opponent might just prefer to just discard his 1 card from the hand instead of discarding the top 3 cards from their deck. So, also the other Licky is better where that also discards an energy from the active. Right now, the opponent just can go through all these Lickys and don't care about it at all. Okay, moving forward, Stoutland V. It has the attack here. If the defending basic Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this attack, take 1 more prize card. No! Why do they keep printing cards that want to take extra prize cards? We've seen that ADP is busted. This works for the entire game, but this time around, it's just if you finish something off with this, you can actually get yourself an additional prize card. So I could see this working out in a Welder deck, or any energy acceleration deck for that matter, maybe a Rillaboom deck or whatever, where the opponent has a low amount of HP and you just finish it off, take an additional prize card. Also, his second attack, 200 damage flat, is not too shabby for 4 cards energy, although it does slap 30 damage to itself. Next is Drampa. Drampa is back for more. Search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon, put them on the bench. Nah, Call for Family, we've seen that working out a bazillion amount of times before. Then the Spiral Rush for a twin energy, 30 damage, flip the coin until you get Tails. No, never gonna be playing Drampa. Maybe in pre-releases that are still not happening, but yeah, I miss pre-releases. Who else misses pre-releases? Be sure to let me know down below in the comment section. We have, the trainer cards. Escape Rope is back. Love this card. Played it a ton with Zapdos Jirachi deck. Vitality Jar. Choose up to 2 single strike energy cards from your discard pile, reveal them and shuffle them in the deck. So special charge for single strike energy cards. Not bad. Because you're going to be using Houndoom to accelerate them. You're going to be using Urshifu VMAX to discard them. So you need this to get them back in the deck. And you can go time and time again. If you get yourself a couple of Houndooms, you actually need to set yourself up with 3 Houndooms. And you can keep slapping for huge damage. Like imagine getting 3 of these special energies attached. That's 60 additional damage output. And 60 additional damage output on top of the 270. With, of course, Martial Arts Dojo can get you KOs on any VMAX except for, any VMAX. Because Eternus VMAX is of course weak to fighting, so it's gonna be an archetype for sure. We have Camping Gear. You can play this card and then your turn ends, but you can search your deck for any card and put it in the hand. Terrible card. I would never play it, just because opponent can be playing Marnie and then you ended your turn for nothing. Single strike roll. This is nice. Getting your single strike Pokemon an additional attack. This is gonna be interesting because you can actually use the Furry attack, 10 damage. This attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. You can actually make sure you can, for 1 energy, slap a huge amount of damage because you get damage counters thanks to that Houndoom. So you have the single strike deck, Urshifu VMAX, Houndoom, single strike scroll in there, some of those crazy Vitality Jars, special fighting type energy in the form of the single strike energy, and you have a good deck, for sure. EXP share will allow you to get a basic energy from the Pokemon that got knocked out to this Pokemon, so could be saving some energies. It's been a while since we've seen that. I think Next Destinies or maybe Sun and Moon was the last time they printed this. Yeah, we have Bruno. This is for the single strike decks. Shuffle your hand into your deck, draw 4 cards. If any of your Pokemon got knocked out during the opponent's last turn, you draw 7 instead. So even better than Cynthia back in the days, although I would prefer a Cynthia reprint over this one, because Cynthia's always good. This in the early phases is not good. Next is Phoebe. Allows you to just attack with your VMAX Pokemon and go through any effects of the opponent's Pokemon. So in a Colossal VMAX deck, you can go through Decidueye, you can go through Zamazenta V. So this is going to be a nice one-off in certain archetypes. If the meta is still having like Obstagoon, Decidueye, any of those nasty effects, you can actually go through it with Phoebe. So next we have Mustard Single Strike Stance. So this is an amazing card. You can only play this card if it's the last card in your hand. So you have to like thin out your hand completely, and then you can search your deck for a single strike Pokemon and put it onto your bench and draw 5 cards. So how good is this? That means you can actually, it doesn't have to be like a basic Pokemon. And in the sense of this, you can actually get yourself Urshifu VMAX instantly, slap it down, and maybe play with triple accelerated energy, because we did see that you can use that as well. So you can slap this. Also, you can get yourself Houndoom, draw 5 cards. It's nice. It has to be like a little tactical because you have to empty your hand. So maybe you have to play some cards that also discards cards from the hand. Interesting for sure. We have Tower of Darkness here. Once during your turn, each player may discard a single strike card from their hand and draw 2 cards. That's what I mean. You can empty your hand. This also lets you draw 2 cards. So consistency all around, more damage output. We have the single strike energy, which actually provides darkness and fighting simultaneously, but can only be attached to single strike Pokemon. So this is the single strike camp. I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm very stoked about Urshifu VMAX Houndoom deck, sure. Now we're gonna go over to the Rapid Strike, so the other part, and here's what I'm talking about here. This is the Weepinbell, which will pair really well with Salazzle, the dangerous slime. If you evolve into it, opponent is burned and poisoned. Not only is this actually leaving yourself with 30 extra damage output, let's just be honest here, 30 extra damage is good. Maybe this could be paired with Urshifu VMAX as well. You never know. And actually you can keep reusing it thanks to Scoop Up Net, which is in the format and is busted for sure. There's a Victini, making the opponent confused, and they cannot retreat as well. Yeah, they can just play switch, so not good. Next is Cacturn VMAX. Yeah, do you know that sound effect of the video games? We have Stage Elation. Once during your turn, you may draw cards until you have 3 cards in hand. If this Pokemon is in the active slot, you can draw cards until you have 4 in the hand. And you can only use this ability once, so you can spam a couple of Cacturns here and there, but it's great. We're going to be losing the Dene GX in August, so having a Cacturn V as well as a Crobat V seems to be like a great addition in your deck. Sometimes if you have only 1 card, actually 2 cards in hand, you can Quick Ball, get that card away, slap down Cacturn, draw a lot of cards, and then maybe find yourself more Crobat. You can use Crobat or Cacturn. Also, if you get a reset stand, you can actually make use of Cacturn. Maybe you play a Rose Tower engine. Love Cacturn, will see a lot of play. It also has an attack which people will never use, as we've seen with the 2-price draw support Pokemon. Cherrim, Spring Bloom. As often as you like during your turn, you may slap grass energies from your hand to your Pokemon, except for Pokemon with a rule bug. So no V Pokemon, no VMAX, no Prism Star Pokemon, no GX Pokemon. So only 1-price Pokemon. Except for Prism Stars, unfortunately. Although Shaman slaps a huge damage for every energy in play. You could be playing like Shaman Prism Star, attached to the Shaman Prism Star, wait a turn, and then slap all the energies on the Cherrim, and out of nowhere, Shaman one-hit KOs anything. But yeah, it's a Prism Star, it could be priced, it's low HP. It's a rogue idea, but it will only work for 1 attack. Moving forward, we have ourselves... these are all cards oh, there's a new Tapu Bulu. You may discard all energies attached to this Pokemon if you do 160 for a second attack. And also his first attack, your opponent switches their active with one of their bench. So 160, 1-price grass Pokemon. Yeah, Tapu Bulu does love discarding their energies, as we've seen before with the Tapu Bulu of the promo Tapu Bulu with Vikavolt. Who remembers those days? Moving forward, we have none other than Victini V. We already had a Victini V. I am not too happy about they reprinting more of the V Pokemon that we already have. I would love to see Pokemon put the attention to new Pokemon. Like, who knows? Which Pokemon do we need? A Galarian Zapdos V, for instance. Okay, we have a Victini V. 10 damage if the opponent's active Pokemon is a V Pokemon. 60 damage instead. So 60 for 1 energy. If you hit for weakness, you could be slapping 120, which is still not doing the most crazy job. And its second attack, actually it could soften up Pokemon, for sure. You can soften up a V Pokemon so you can finish it later with something else. But I would rather use a Flare Starter with a Volcanion if you just rely on that strategy. We have Flare Shot, 120 damage, discard all energies, not too good. Although you can one-hit KO a Zacian V with that. We have Victini VMAX, Spreading Flames, the exact same attack as Victini V from Sword and Shield. Attach up to 3 fire energies from the discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. And we also have Victory VMAX, actually the Victory Max attack, 100 damage, and if the opponent's active Pokemon is a V Pokemon, 120 damage more. So 220 for 2 energies. Yeah, Victini doesn't love V Pokemon, so it seems. You still don't one-hit KO with a VMAX. You do 2-shot, but for 2 energies, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this one. Could be playing Hyper Potions, I guess. So do the attack, Hyper Potion, Welder. Again, I guess. Who knows? Okay, moving forward, we're gonna have ourselves Sun to Scourge. This is back. As long as this Pokemon is in play, whenever your opponent flips a heads for burns, they're still burned. Don't know if people will play that. Moving forward, there's a Kingdra. Love the artwork on that one. Very menacing. Kingdra. Lord of the Ocean Depths is the ability. When you play, when your active Pokemon is knocked out by damage from your opponent's attack, you may choose any number of water energies and attach them to this Pokemon. And this actually slaps 40 damage for every water energy attached to this Pokemon. So, Lapras VMAX and then follow up with a Kingdra? Maybe. It's a rogue. I know. So many rogue ideas. Next up is none other than probably one of my favorite cards from the upcoming set is Galarian Mr Rime. As you know, I'm a huge one prize fanatic, and this time around, ball juggling, 10 damage. You may discard any number of item cards from your hand with ball in their name and slap 40 damage for every card discarded in that way. So first of all, we have 2 energy, we have triple accelerated energy, so it's possible that way. Second of all, we have Oricorio and a bazillion amount of draw cards in the format. And third, we have, of course, the new Yamper, which is able to get a Pokeball back and a Great Ball. So play a lot of, maybe 4 Yampers, 4 Scoop Up Net, 4 4-line of Galarian Mr Rime, 4 Twin Energies, maybe 4 triple accelerated energies, and you always have your core of your deck. And this guy slaps weakness against Urshifu VMAX, slaps weakness against Reshizard, and you slap a huge amount of damage. Reminds me of Blacephalon, but instead of like discarding fire energies, you are discarding item cards with ball in their name. So you have Great Ball, Quick Ball, Level Ball, which is coming back in the format, by the way. And there's also we got Quick Ball, Pokeball, Great Ball, Level Ball. So that's 4 of them. That's 16 cards in total. Imagine you use like maybe 6 of them. Yeah, you can get them back anyhow. So maybe with Great Ball, you can set yourself up, use a couple of Yampers, and you only need like, if you do the damage output correctly, I think you need, if you have 10 of them, 8. Yeah, 8 of them one-shots, like certain VMAXs, and 9 of them, like 9, 18, yeah. You can just get huge KOs on VMAXs, which is insane. So this guy has an infinite damage output. You can get everything back with Yampers and Scoop Up Net. So I love this archetype, love the typing, and I'm curious to see if it has any dent in the format. We'll see. Octillery, a busted card for Rapid Strike decks. I think Rapid Strike decks definitely need the 2/2 line of Octillery in every Rapid Strike deck, because once during your turn, you may search your deck for a Rapid Strike card, reveal it and put it in the hand. Then shuffle your deck. You cannot use more than one of these abilities, but there's a Rapid Strike Pokemon, so you can get your VMAXs or maybe a specific deck card. You can get your item cards, you can get a supporter, you can get stadium cards, so lots of Rapid Strike Pokemon in your deck. So Octillery is very, very, very good, and it has been that way ever since Breakthrough. Remember that one? The Abyssal Hand. Okay, moving forward, I'm going to be talking about Empoleon V, another perfect card here. Emperor's Eyes, as long as this Pokemon is in the active slot, your opponent's basic Pokemon in play have no abilities, except for Pokemon with a rule box, like V Pokemon, GX's, Prism Star. So, let's see, you shut down Jirachi instantly, you shut down Rillaboom, you shut down Frostmoth, so this is so good. Shutting down Frostmoth instantly, you can just wall with an Empoleon until you're ready to strike, but this is a great, also hit and run decks, you can use Air Balloon on this. Empoleon V is good, definitely gonna shut down a lot of abilities. Yeah, as long as Pokemon is in the active, you can also like slice up Altarias all day long because they don't have an ability anymore. Empoleon is so good. I wonder why they also didn't punish V Pokemon and GXs. They actually want to see like big VMAX battles going around, I think. Okay, next we have a couple of cards. This 10 damage times the number of water energy in the discard pile. Okay. You can play your deck with like 30 water energies and just go crazy. Who knows? Like, you just play 4 GX, maybe like 3 GX and Electromagnetic Raider, lots of water energies, and try to set this up. It's another one of those rogue wacky decks for sure. Okay, what else do we have? We have ourselves Luxray. Okay, you remember that we still have the Shinx, which evolves, which you can slap down on the bench, cheat into play, thanks to, if you draw it during your turn, if you draw it, you can just slap it down on the bench at the start of your turn, by the way. 40 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for a lightning energy, and then 100 damage if your opponent has any damage counters on it. 100 damage more, oof! Against Urshifu VMAX or any single strike deck that relies on Houndoom for energy acceleration, you stop 200 damage for 2 energies. Can you use Tapu Coco Prism Star? The opponent will have to have energies there, though. Interesting. Interesting for sure. There's a Claydol, which loves accelerating psychic type energies. Attach psychic energies from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like until the total number of energy attached to your Pokemon is the same as the total number of energy attached to your Pokemon. Early on, you might think I'm going to use this early on as a lead, but that's not going to work, so it's a useless card, I think. Next is Necrozma V. Only in the late game the opponent has more energies, by the way. Necrozma V. This is a Prism Ray, 20 damage to the active, and then 20 damage to 2 of the opponent's bench Pokemon. So spread 20, 20, 20, 20. That's nice. Almost like a flying flip. Almost. Then Special Laser, 100 damage if this Pokemon has any special energy attached to it. 220. Wow. Fortunately, we don't have Malamar. 220 is actually not bad. You can one-hit KO'zation with that. Okay. How do we get the energies on? That's like my main concern with Psychic-type Pokemon. Could be playing maybe Porygon Z. Those are automatically special energies. Don't know if that's going to be the play. Orbeetle is a very interesting card because it cheats stage 2 evolutions in play. For every energy attached to this Pokemon, you may search your deck for a stage 2 Pokemon and put it onto your bench. So, wow, for every energy. It doesn't state energy card. So what I'm thinking about, like triple accelerated energy and get 3 stage 2s on your bench and you're ready to strike. That's what I'm thinking about here with Orbeetle. Yeah, we'll see. It's definitely one of the cores of the decks to just get yourself started with a crazy stage 2 deck. Remember like Swampert, Meganium, and what was it again? Nidoqueen? Yeah, we can make something happen with this simultaneously. Interesting card, love it. Love that they give some attention to stage 2 Pokemon. Okay, there's a Marowak in here, which is not good. Conkeldurr, 160 HP, and it actually is... Oh! If the defending Pokemon is an evolved Pokemon, it can't attack during your opponent's next turn. 90 damage, and you cannot attack. So Karate Belt, 20 energy, you're there, and the opponent cannot attack if they're an evolved Pokemon. Interesting. Don't know if it's gonna see any play because there's still a lot of big basic decks out there with attack teams, but maybe later on in the future, where there's a lot of VMAX decks out there, could see some funky play. We have Manchao, Spinning Whip, 90 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Shuffle this Pokemon and all cards. Okay, hit and run deck. Hit and run deck. It does need 2 energies. Although, yeah, you have that the Rapid Strike energy, which counts for 2 energies simultaneously. So you have a hit and run Pokemon in the form of Mienshao. Hit and run, promote Empoleon with an air balloon, promote a Lily's Pokédoll, promote whatever you want. It's a stage 1 though. I would actually prefer like using the... Yeah, this one goes back to the deck, right? It goes back to the deck, but you can get it back with the Octillery every single time, so don't see the big problem right there. We have... Discard the top 6 cards from the top of your deck. This attack does 60 damage for every fighting card energy discarded this way. Who's ready for rogue decks, right? Imagine discarding 6 fighting energies. You just want to... I'm gonna make this TCG battle video one day. Sandaconda rogue deck. We have Fallings. Talked about this also before. For Rapid Strike energy, you can actually slap 20 damage for every Rapid Strike Pokemon in play, and you hit the fighting weakness. You can one-hit KO Pikarom that way if your entire deck revolves around Rapid Strike Pokemon. Next is the Rapid Strike Urshifu V. You may switch this Pokemon one of your bench, so hit and run with Strafe. And the Urshifu VMAX here. If this Pokemon was moved from the bench to the active slot, 150 for 1 energy. That's very huge. Very, very huge. 150 for 1 energy. You can just obliterate Pikarom that way. Or, yeah, maybe with Martial Arts Dojo, and if you're behind in prize cards, one-hit KO Eternatus with that as well. Discard all energies from this Pokemon. So they both discard a lot of energies. This attack does 120 damage to 2 of your bench to your opponent's Pokemon. Ooh, that's just not bad. So if you're behind in prize card, Karate Belt, Rapid Strike energy, you can use this for 1 attachment and you can go crazy. It's gonna be nice. What else do we see here is that Corvic Knight V. The defending Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. This is going to be the heart and soul of specific stall decks, maybe. Because for 1 energy, the opponent can be trapped in the active with, of course, an Amistar in play. The opponent cannot play like switches. You can stall it out a little bit. I don't know how to feel about it. Next is Sky Hurricane. The problem is it also dishes out damage. So at one point, the opponent will be knocked out. 190 damage. It's a metal type though, so you could be slapping it into your metal decks if you want to. And this is the Corvic Knight VMAX. Very nice looking card. And Luster Body prevents all effects of your opponent's abilities done to this Pokemon. So no headbutt tantrums, no poison shenanigans with Slowbro V, Rapid Fire Poison. So you're immune from damage from that. Or actually from any ability effects. And then yeah, the G-Max Hurricane 240 for 3 energies. Okay. Interesting card because it cannot get affected by any ability. So if abilities become very strong, specific abilities that allows them to one-hit KO or something, could be seeing some funky play. Alright, do we see anything else? Yeah, this is an interesting one. Indeed. We have the Hand Kinesis, and that's actually slapping 10 damage. This attack does 10 more damage. Actually, 10 damage for every number of cards in your hand. Okay. If you want to get a huge one-hit KO, you will need bazillion cards in the hand. Yeah, this probably will not be good. Like 10 damage times the number of cards in your hand. If you have 30 cards in your hand. Then you slap for 300 damage. 30 cards in your hand. Have you ever played Unknown? The Unknown hand deck back in the days? I don't think it's gonna be working out. Unfortunately. Like you could be playing like Crobat and Scoop Up Nets and drawing a lot of cards with that combination with Twin Energy. Hopefully go for 2 shots at one point. But I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. It's a little bit low. I would have rather had like the 20 damage output. Then you could slap 200 damage if you have 10 cards in hand. Would have been a better card. But right now, nope. Bellowing Fan. This is for Rapid Strike Pokemon decks. Return a special energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon to the bottom of your opponent's deck. So get rid of special energies is good. Energy Recycler has seen a reprint ever since Guardians Rising, I think. So you can shuffle back 5 energies from the discard pile back into your deck. Interesting for decks that keeps discarding energies. Maybe Blacephalon could be throwing in one of these because they do run a bazillion amount of Giant Heart anyhow. Level Ball is back. 5-star card for sure. Very nice. You can get yourself a Pokemon with 90 HP or less and put it in the hand. So that could be good for the Whimsicott deck. Could be good for Mad Party. Could be good for, definitely good for that new Galarian Mr Rime deck. Tool Jammer. This is also broken. If you have this attached to one of your Pokemon, the opponent's tool cards and the active slot don't do anything. They cannot like Air Balloon to get out of the active. They cannot U-turn board. Actually, all of their tool cards become nullified. No Big Charms, no... what else? What else? This is very good. We'll see play. Gets rid of all the tool cards. Also, these are tool cards, so make sure the opponent cannot use these special secondary attacks. We have the Rapid Strike tool card here. This is going to be the Whirlpool Scroll, also giving you an additional attack for your Rapid Strike Pokemon. 30 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Ooh, spread. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. Unfortunately, you cannot have... You can attach the Rapid Strike energy, then you have to wait a turn, attach another energy, then you can use that spread 30 on everything. That's definitely interesting, but you cannot slap down Karate Belt in combination with this because this is also a tool card. That's like where my head is, so I don't know if it's any good, but 30 on everything is nice. Also, Mew from Unbroken Bonds could stop that, but who cares? Nobody's playing Mew at the moment. We have Karina's Motivation. This is a Rapid Strike card. Draw cards until you have 6 cards in hand, like Lily back in the day of Sun and Moon. And you can search it out with Octillery, so I think it will see play. Next is going to be this one, a Mustard Rapid Strike Stance. You can only play this card if it's the only card in hand, and then you can put a Rapid Strike Pokemon from the discard pile on the bench. It doesn't have to be a basic, it can also be Evolution Pokemon, and then you can draw 5 cards. These cards are very good, but very specific. You have to play very well to just make sure that situation happens. We have Cheryl, which allows you to heal all damage from all of your Evolution Pokemon. Then discard all energy attached to this Pokemon that you healed in that way. Okay, heal all damage from each of your Evolution Pokemon. That screams like Orbeetle VMAX to heal himself every single time and time again. Love this card, yeah. Also, Colossal VMAX only needs 1 energy, so who cares that you're discarding energy, so... Cheryl is good. Healing all damage is way better than Melolana, right? Way better. Cheryl is a busted card. Next is the Tower of Waters. The retreat cost of every Rapid Strike Pokemon is 2 less. So yeah, it works perfectly with that Empoleon V, which now has free retreat. The Octillery, which provides consistency, has free retreat. Busted if you want to have free retreat. Don't even care about switch cards at all, although Paralyzation could be a thing, so maybe people will still opt to go for switches instead. And the last card we're gonna talk about is Rapid Strike Energy. It provides water and fighting energy simultaneously, but only be attached to Rapid Strike Pokemon. Okay, so that's it for Battle Styles preview. So a lot of these cards will see a ton of play, and hopefully you guys enjoyed my first impression on this fantastic set. Anyhow, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to let me know by destroying that like button, as it helps out the channel more than you would possibly think. Check out my sponsors. We have, of course, PoketownStore.com. If you're looking for TCGO code cards, they have everything up on stock. Battle Styles will also come up on stock very shortly, when, of course, they have the codes. And yeah, on Card Market, you can also buy and sell cards to people all across Europe if you are a European player. Anyhow, thanks again for watching this long video where we're going through the first couple of impressions of the Single Strike and Rapid Strike cards. Anyhow, have yourself a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace